Hello everyone, welcome to Java tutorials. My name is Kishore. In this video, we will discuss about why this method should be in the very first line of the constructor. Java follows a strict rule whenever the constructor invocation comes into picture. What it wants is it doesn't want the properties to get some inconsistent value. For that reason, it enforces the this call to be in the very first line of the constructor. Let us create a class with the name person, and we'll keep two properties like name and age. Then we will use a default constructor to initialize the name to guest and age to 18. Let me write another constructor which is going to take only one parameter, which is going to initialize the name with the parameter. But I want age to be initialized to 18. For that, what I will do is I will use this to invoke the default constructor so that name is going to be guessed and age is going to be 18. However, once the this method is completed, the name will be reinitialized to whatever the value you provide. What if Java allows you to keep the this call in other place other than the first line? In that case, what might happen is the compiler will raise an error. Why compiler raises error is this is to make sure that the properties are initialized without any inconsistent values, and also in order to make sure that the constructors are properly executed in the right order. What would have had happened if Java allowed us to use the this method in other places? We might have created a person object, then we would have passed some value like Alex. What would have had happened now is when you pass the Alex here, that Alex will be received and this dot name is going to be Alex. However, because there is this method, what happens is the control goes here, name is going to become now guest. It means this dot name is going to become guest, which is going to override the value Alex. Here I might have not used this dot name, but still it is going to access the object property only. Age will be initialized to 18, but the Alex value was initialized first. And later you are invoking the default constructor, it would overwrite the Alex value to the guest. So that is going to make the value inconsistent. For that reason, what Java wants is Java wants the developers to always call the constructor first, let it execute first, and later the remaining things of another constructor should be executed so that the values won't be inconsistent. Now let us see what is the value of the name and age it prints. Let me print name, comma, age, and if I run this program, I see name Alex, age 18. There is another rule when you are using the this keyword to call the constructor. What is that another rule is you cannot have a recursive invocation of the constructors. So what is recursive invocation means it is nothing but a cyclic invocation of the constructors. Means this constructor is invoking the default constructor. But what if the default constructor invokes the default constructor? What happens here is compiler is raising an error because the parameterized constructor is invoking the default constructor and the default constructor is going to invoke the default constructor. It is going to become cyclic and the control will never come out of that cycle. For that reason, compiler raises an error. This is one issue you will get. One more is what if I pass a parameter to the this call, like say this of some value like ABC. Even then also the compiler raises error because of the same cyclic invocation. When the parameterized constructor invokes the default constructor, the control goes to the default constructor and the default constructor is having this with parameter. So the control goes to the parameterized constructor, and again the parameterized constructor passes the control to the default constructor, and this never ends. Because of this, you cannot have this with recursive call invocation, but you can invoke the methods recursively. However, you cannot invoke the constructors recursively. So whenever you are using this keyword to call the constructor, make sure that you are following these rules. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.